Hey, good Monday morning. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning. North Georgia's only live online morning show. So it's a little cold out. Meteorologist Friday morning or Thursday night. Leave that up there for a minute, Sam. Thursday night, they told us in North Georgia a 1 inch, 1 to 2 inches in some areas. Don't you love when they tell you in the higher elevations, 2 to 3 inches? Some of you out there all through North Georgia, 6, 7, 8. I mean, that was a pretty good amount of snow. Very heavy, wet. Very wet and heavy, caused a lot of tree limbs to snap. Power lines, that's what happened, gets real heavy. And so the power lines, thousands still in North Georgia, thousands still without power. I hope you're okay this morning and have power and warm. But the meteorologist, 1 to 2 inches, it didn't work out. How'd that work out for you? I wish Trump would have tweeted out fake news on the weather, right? He tweets everything else. Why didn't he tweet out fake newscasters tell North Georgia residents only 1 to 2 inches? Fake news. Why don't we do that, right? Why didn't he tweet that out? Once again, all the major networks caught lying to the people of North Georgia, told only 1 to 2 inches of snow. Turned out 6, 7, and 8 inches. That's about, maybe the mainstream media, maybe they're weather reporters, maybe they're meteorologists. That's why they can't get it right on the Russian report. I figured it out. They're just making up weather reports out there on CNN. They're just making, that's what they used to be. They used to be the weather guy over at, somewhere in Meridian, Mississippi. Used to be the weather guy, or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Fake news. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Our phone number is 706-889-9700. You can contact the show that way. Give us a text message. Also, chief@fetchernews.com. You can email us there. You can follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's FYNTV. Fetcher News on YouTube. When you subscribe, anytime we are live, you will get a notification. So also, how many of you out there own an ugly Christmas sweater, right? Ugly Christmas sweater. So Friday on our show, the 22nd, okay? Friday the 22nd on our show from Circuit World in Blue Ridge, where we're doing the show this December, we will reveal the winner, but go to our Facebook page, Fetcher News, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram. My God, I mean, there's so many ways, but watch today for the ugly Christmas sweater contest from us here at FetcherNews.com. Good morning from the office. We're going to, we want you to send a picture to us with your ugly Christmas sweater. We will be wearing on December 22nd. Does it upset you that I call it an ugly Christmas sweater? Well, that's what somebody sent me a message Friday and said, hey, it's time to do the ugly Christmas sweater contest. I'm with them all the way. So December 22nd, we'll have a prize. We'll have everything on our Facebook page. So go to our Facebook page and check it out. Now, schools closed in Fannin County. Schools closed in Gilmer County. School is closed in Union County. Over in Dawson County, there's a 2-hour delay. Still, a lot of school closings. The back roads, hundreds of miles of back roads in the rural counties in North Georgia are still snow covered or have not cleared up, or people do not have power in those areas. But let me ask you a question out there. Let's go in the time machine, all right? It's Monday morning, 8:05, and I don't want to get in trouble, but do you remember when it was the parents' responsibility to get their children to school? Do you remember that? Now, wait a minute. Before you start yelling, Do you remember back when it was something was your parents' responsibility? Now, I know you're getting upset. Remember that? You remember back when you had to get up and tune into that radio in the morning and listen for your bus number? Anybody out there remember listening for your bus number on the radio? Did you live anywhere? Because there's a lot of places in the country that years ago, the buses were not independent, but they were an independent group that provided transportation for you to get to school. It was your parents' responsibility to get you down to the place where the bus would pick you up. It was your parents' responsibility to get you to school. Now, wait, I understand you probably, but you remember that. Anybody out there remember listening for your bus number in the morning to see? Now, if your bus did not run, if they did not call, if they did not call your number, the following buses will not run this morning, okay? Because you lived in a very rural route 3, okay? And the bus could not get to where you were at. They did not close school. What was it then? It was your responsibility, the parents, to get your kids to school. You had to get up, maybe drive them to school, or the kids had to take off walking in the snow and the cold to school. Can you believe it was that bad years ago? Well, you know, years ago, things were different in a lot of places. Actually, Alabama, things were different 40 years ago in Alabama. And guess what? 40 years ago in Alabama, it was not uncommon for a 14-year-old young lady to get married. It was not uncommon 40 years ago in Alabama, 40 years ago, for a 14-year-old young lady to get married and maybe have 2 kids by the time she was 16. Now, wait a minute, before you yell, right? But I was just thinking this morning, school is closed, all right, I'm not trying to cause a problem, but school is closed in so many counties. And I just remember the day when it was the parents' responsibility to get the kids to school. And the reason I say that, I'm not knocking on our schools, is what in the hell is the parents' responsibility anymore? Is it the parents' responsibility to prepare lunch for the children? Is it the parents' responsibility to prepare breakfast for the children before they leave? Is it the parents' responsibility to make sure you eat all your peanut butter at night because you have a test the next morning and you heard peanut butter was good? I don't know. What is the parents' responsibility any longer? I know a lot of people are angry, like you need to get off this subject. But I'm just wondering. It's not the parents' responsibility to get the kids to school. It's not the parents' responsibility to get them breakfast. It's not the parents' responsibility to get them lunch. It's not the parents' responsibility to feed them almost at all. We'll let the government feed them. It's not the parents' responsibility to get them health care, because now we have CHIP, all right? Children's Health Insurance Plan, right? We have CHIP. And we're screaming and yelling on funding the government and the tax deal. We have senators saying, hey, we will not vote for this if it hurts CHIP, Medicaid, children, if it hurts. So it's not the parents' responsibility to get health care. I just wondering. We'll talk about that a little later in the show. Now, it's Monday 12/11/2017, which means we have waited for this for quite some time. It's the last day of campaigning in Alabama, the last day for the Senate race. That would be Republican Roy Moore versus the Democrat Doug Johnson. Now, the president has, 3 weeks ago, will the president of the United States campaign for Roy Moore, okay? Will he campaign for Roy Moore? And actually, the president has done a pretty good job campaigning for Roy. Friday, he went down to Pensacola. Place was packed. You couldn't get another person inside. So we have the guy, that Trump called. All right. And the reason I want to bring this up kindly to start the show is, Trump calls for Washington Post reporter to be fired for a tweet about crowd size at Pensacola rally. Now, I'm okay, Mr. President. I want us to go a different direction this morning. I'm okay that you called for the Washington Post reporter to be fired. I'm okay with that. That didn't bother me at all right? And about the crowd size, okay? Because, size does matter. Size matters. I'm okay with that. But I just want to put out there, Mr. President, if you're going to tweet out, a Washington Post reporter should be fired, okay? Reporter, for posting a picture of an arena that was empty, okay? If that's grounds for termination, I'm glad you set the standards, because I would like for you to start tweeting everybody that needs fired now. Because the standard and the level is a reporter that took a picture and tweeted out that the crowd size was not as big or huge as it turned out to be Friday night. So you feel he needs to be fired. Now, I'm okay, Mr. President. I'm okay. Now, I'm a Donald Trump supporter. This is a Trump supporter comfort zone. This is the comfort zone. If you are a Donald Trump supporter, you're at the right place. This is the comfort zone for you. But I want people's names from the IRS. I want people's names from the FBI. I want people's names from the Department of Justice. I want people's names from the State Department. I want you to call them out just like you did this reporter. Anyhow, so Jeff Sessions I was telling somebody this weekend, all right? Jeff Sessions and the Department of Justice. Do I think Jeff Sessions will be gone? If you wonder why he's not gone as of now, it's because of this race in Alabama. I'm going to just say off the top of my head, I don't have it pulled up. Alabama, Jeff Sessions has been the senator for 18 years. He was a senator there for 18 years. They like Jeff Sessions in Alabama. If Donald Trump would have gotten rid of Jeff Sessions. Now, we want rid of Robert Mueller. You and I do. I wanted rid of Mueller a week after he was appointed. I read all the accounts. I knew this guy was no good. I knew this was James Comey's friend. I knew it would be corrupt. The Russia investigation, we all know the details that are coming out on a daily basis of where this thing is so messed up. It needs to end, okay? But Jeff Sessions, all right, Donald Trump said, pay attention, okay? You remember when Donald Trump went after Sessions and people were gasping, was Sessions gone, okay? They were gasping, is Sessions gone, okay? And Donald Trump said he was mad at Jeff Sessions for recusing himself from Hillary Clinton, email scandal, or the whole thing there, okay? But remember how angry Donald Trump got with Jeff Sessions over that, recusing himself? And then Jeff Sessions had to have Rod Rosenstein, or Frankenstein. I have to always say Frankenstein, Rosenstein, right? Some places in Northeast it's Stein, okay? But Rod Rosenstein, okay? Or Frankenstein, Rod Rosenstein, Jeff Sessions, the Deputy Department of Justice Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, he appointed a special counsel, okay? Not Jeff Sessions. So we want Mueller gone, and they would be a backlash like you would not believe. A backlash is what the media leads you to believe. If Mueller's gone, there'll be such a backlash. Okay? So who has to go right now? Jeff Sessions. But Alabama is the last place that I'm aware of. You can tell me if I'm wrong here. It's the last place where a a Donald J. Trump appointee to the cabinet or a position has to be filled in a special election. Now, just doing this off the top of my head, the Republicans have not lost any ground from Donald J. Trump's appointees. Mike Pompeo, head of the CIA, they won out in Kansas. That was a big deal, okay? Anywhere that Donald Trump reached in and appointed somebody somewhere, the Republicans have maintained, okay? Sessions is the last, but here's one I want you to pay attention to. Tom Price was HHS secretary, okay? Donald Trump stood on stage and told Tom Price, you need to get the votes. If you can't get the votes, you're out of here, right? Now, don't take this wrong. I'm just saying, remember the boy, all you remember is the Boy Scouts of America. All you remember is the outrage of how Donald Trump went to the Boy Scouts of America in West Virginia at the rally, at the Jamboree, and gave a political speech, okay? And kids, 14, 15, 16-year-old, they were cheering. That was an outrage. That's all you remember. But I remember Tom Price, HHS secretary. And I remember Donald Trump saying something, not quoting, hey, you're going to get the votes to get rid of Obamacare, because if you don't get the votes, you're fired. You're out of here. I'm just joking. I'm just saying, remember, right? But let's remember something. John Ossoff in the 6th District of Georgia. Tom Price was the congressman in the 6th District of Georgia. When Donald Trump picked him, they had to make sure that they put somebody back in that 6th district, okay? And they did with Karen Handel. The Democrats, the most expensive congressional race in history was in the 6th district of Georgia just months ago, and Karen Handel came out the winner, okay? Where I'm going with this is, you know, I lead the league on going out on a limb. I mean, because, hey, just like parents' responsibility to get their kids to school, let's not go back there. There was a day where we would climb trees. Remember? That's the kids would climb a tree, go out and climb a tree. And you'd go so far up and you'd go out on those limbs till it snapped. If you grew up, I'm not changing the day, but if you grew up somewhere and you did not have a friend that had a broken arm from falling out of the tree, all right, anyhow. So, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Alabama Senate race, to me, I think, is the last special election that Trump has to win. Jeff Sessions is the last pick that I think Donald Trump has to put somebody back in his place. Donald Trump cannot get rid of Jeff Sessions, folks, until Wednesday. Because if he would have got rid of, you are telling me out there, I talked to a lot of you, you want Sessions gone. And I have to tell you, Beauregard, that's Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions, Jeffrey Beauregard. I have to tell you, I have wanted Jeff Sessions, the Department of Justice, cleaned out a long time ago. And I've lost it for Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions. He's not the worst AG, but he's letting too much stuff happen, and only Jeff Sessions can really put a stop to this mess right now. Now, our Congressman Doug Collins here in the 9th Congressional District was on a show this past weekend, and he's asking for a new special counsel for the Hillary matter. We'll call it a matter until we get an FBI that can call it a crime, okay? But There are people in Congress now, our congressman, I don't know about yours, Doug Collins is calling for a special counsel to be appointed to look into fusion GPS, uranium-1, did the dossier, the DNC, the DNC Hillary Clinton paying, the law firm to get the dossier written. We know all that. Was the dossier used in FISA court to unmask and listen in on General Flynn's conversations, which Sally Yates and the FBI already knew the conversations and took Flynn into a room, and because he could not verbatim come back with the conversations, now lied to FBI? Come on, some of us are keeping track of this. But Sessions and the Department of Justice, Wednesday, Jeff Sessions can go. So President Donald Trump, if you want to fire the Washington Post reporter, okay, for taking a picture, because size matters, it does, size matters, of the crowd size, when Roy Moore wins tomorrow night, on Wednesday, all right, let him finish the week out. I mean, you don't want to have to prorate his pay, right? I mean, you don't want to call HR and say, well, pay Jeff up to, well, do we prorate his pay, Mr. President? No, let's let him work the week out, okay? Let him work till Friday. Jeff Sessions has to go. And I think he will after the Alabama election, because Donald Trump cannot risk the people that will be upset with him if Sessions was gone already in Alabama. You could count, forget the 14-year-old young lady right now, forget the forged yearbook, forget the 8 women that came out. I know. If Jeff Sessions would have been fired 6-7 weeks ago, Donald Trump would have a hard time in Alabama. Don't forget, the little guy's only this tall. And don't forget, the little guy is the first one, okay, in Alabama that, put that red hat on, all right, and them ears stuck out about this far. I know, Jeffrey, I know. Old Beauregard's ears were about this far, and he had that hat on. He's the first senator to stand on the stage with him. But he has to go. So that's my opinion on Jeff Sessions, the Department of Justice. Will he go? Yes, after the election. Now, that wasn't the total direction I was going to go in. We're going to go to a break, but let me go over a couple things. While we're on Alabama, I noticed, go ahead and put the picture up that says Shelby. I noticed the other senator announced his retirement. Okay, he announced he went on CNN Sunday and announced his retirement. Well, you're saying, well, that's not what he did. Yes, he did, folks, because you'll not tell me. Richard Shelby, okay, Alabama GOP senator, refuses to vote for Roy Moore, okay? He's already voted, and he wrote in a very distinguished Republican he wrote in. He went on CNN and he campaigned as hard as he could against Roy Moore. He campaigned for a write-in candidate to see if, because they're thinking if they could get that 3 or 4% of a write-in candidate in there, it could be enough to push Doug Jones over the top. This guy is no Republican. This guy is a rhino. This guy must go. Richard Shelby. And I know we love him in the state of Georgia, because listen, folks, if you're in Georgia and you're listening this morning, I know facetiously you love this guy on account of our water wars with Alabama. Richard Shelby, I say he announced his retirement. He is gone because he made a major mistake. I do not think he will run for re-election in Alabama. Just my thought that you'll see him announce his retirement. He comes on CNN. Alabama GOP senator refuses to vote for Roy Moore. I don't want to serve with him. I'd rather serve with Doug Jones is who I'd rather serve with. Shelby from Alabama is making his statement with his vote. You see, he's part of the establishment. I know some of my Republican friends can't stand when I say the establishment. But They trotted out this weekend. They're in cahoots. Don't you love cahoots? They trotted out this weekend on all the shows. I watched all the shows, okay? They trotted out CNN, CBS, ABC, every Republican they could to say don't vote for Roy Moore. Not Democrats. They had their share of Democrats on the shows, but they had every Republican they could possibly get to come on the shows this weekend and say, don't vote for Roy Moore. Because what they think is they think if Doug Jones gets in, here's what the establishment. Mitch McConnell's evil, people. He's flat out evil. Mitch McConnell's no good. Absolutely no good. And what they've done with the help of Shelby and the help of several others up there is they decided if Doug Jones gets elected, okay? If Doug Jones gets elected, Republicans would love to see establishment. There's a group of Republicans in Washington, D.C. that would love to see, okay, Doug Jones get elected. Because they think what will happen is that will take Roy Moore completely off the national conversation. He'll be off the conversation. There'll be no talking about Roy Moore. It'll be a moot point in 2018, okay? Because the Democrats are the party of honor, the party of integrity, the party of doing the right thing where it comes to women and comes to these accusers, okay? As we heard in Al Franken's farewell speech, they treated Al Franken's speech Friday like it was Washington. Now, anybody out there that understands anything about history understands what I'm saying. When your founding father, George Washington, wrote Washington's farewell speech, the Democrats, the left-wing media, they treated Al Franken on the Senate floor like it was Washington's farewell speech. So Al Franken, the party of honor, integrity, and character at doing the right thing, and the Republicans, Roy Moore is the Republicans of child molesters. They're the party of child molesters, okay? So they think, the Shelbys of the world, if they can get rid of Roy Moore, they can then, because now in 2 years, this seat's back up for re-election. This seat's back up for re-election. It is just to fill the term. And they think in 2 years, what they can do in 2 years is get the Republican they want back in there for Alabama. I've gone too long. We're going to go with a lot more. Frank Luntz. Now, I'm not a Frank Luntz fan. I mean, I don't like the guy. I mean, it depends on, what color toupee he has on that day. But Frank Luntz goes to Alabama, and he's flabbergasted. He gets caught off guard by these answers. We're going to look at that because what Frank Luntz went to Alabama to see and hear, I told you on day one, it's Alabama, folks. And the people of Alabama, you could talk about them any way you want. But 8 women 6 weeks before an election, 40 years after the fact, something doesn't add up. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back after these messages. Sam, take us a break.
Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
And we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And this morning, Pickens County Schools, Gilmer County Schools, Fannin County Schools, Union County Schools are closed. They're closed at Dawson County, 2-hour delay. So there'll be no buses on the road today that you have to watch out for. Won't be as much traffic out there. And you be careful from the black ice. It's still cold. It's very cold this morning. Be careful from black ice where a lot of snow has not thawed out yet, or the road is wet and still frozen. Now, if you want to contact this show, it's 706-889-9700. Email us chief@fetchernews.com. And then also follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. Also find our Facebook page, Fetcher News Facebook page. And if you want to, we're at Circuit World on Fridays. On Friday, we're at Circuit World. We have the All-Star Panel. We have our Pet of the Week from the Humane Society in Blue Ridge. We also have our segment, Ask the Doc, with Dr. William Whaley. If you have a question for our Friday segment, Ask the Doc, send that to info, I-N-F-O, at FetcherNews.com, info@FetcherNews.com. Put in the subject there, Ask the Doc. Make sure we know it's Ask the Doc. Write your question for Dr. Whaley. We may be able to get it on the show, and if we don't, Dr. Whaley always returns an email to everyone. So if we can't get it on the show, so please send those questions for Ask the Doc to info@fetchernews.com. Also, now we're talking about the Alabama Senate race between Roy Moore and Doug Jones. All right. Now tomorrow will be election day, and then Wednesday we should be talking about why Roy Moore won. Now yesterday morning on all the talk shows, they brought in everybody they could bring in, Republicans, to try to make one last effort for white women in Alabama to say no to Roy Moore. They tried to make every effort for you to think in Alabama, if you vote for Roy Moore, it is going to make such a mess in the Senate. Okay? They want you to know in Alabama that if you vote for Roy Moore and he wins, they will seat him. They will seat him. So anybody out there says, well, they won't seat him as a senator. Yes, they will. Roy Moore, I explained this the other day really quick. Roy Moore gets elected. It's not waiting till January. He gets elected. If he wins tomorrow, Wednesday they will certify the vote from the Secretary of State of Alabama. That's how it works. We'll certify the vote. The certified vote will be official that Roy Moore is the winner, or Doug Jones, but Roy Moore is the winner. And immediately Roy Moore will fly up to Washington, D.C. Now, we don't know if Mitch McConnell will be busy. We don't know if he'll tell Roy, we'll try to get you worked in. But realistically, Roy Moore then will fly up to D.C. and be sworn in as a senator. There will be nobody. You correct me if I'm wrong out here. I'd love to hear from you, 706-889-9700. There will be nobody in your lifetime that there will be as much television coverage for a senator to raise their right hand and put their left hand on the Bible as there will be Roy Moore. Now, you enjoyed watching Neil Gorsuch of the Supreme Court getting sworn in. You enjoyed all of this many times before, but there'll never be the coverage that you see with Roy Moore getting sworn in. And then yesterday, the Republicans that they found immediately said he will go right from there, okay? It's like they're going to swear him in. Now, this is almost the way it'll go. They're going to swear him in, and then they're going to not take him into custody. Just my joke, because I don't want people out there saying, well, BKP says they're going to take him into custody. But it's almost going to be this bad that they're going to swear him in, and then immediately they're going to go back to the networks and they're going to have the roundtables and what takes place now? Well, there's two people that have him in custody and they're escorting him directly, not to his new office, not to set up his new staff, not to give him the voting schedule of what's on the vote tomorrow, not to give him the menu of what they're serving in the Senate cafeteria if it's pizza day. They're going to take him directly to the Ethics Committee. Straight to it. I mean, they're going to clear the schedule. I mean, these committees are packed up, backed up. They are so much going on in these committees. But somehow they're going to expedite. They're going to fit him in immediately into the Ethics Committee for the hearings. Watch and see. They said it yesterday on all the shows. He will go, and then when they get him in there, okay, you see, I told you this before. I don't like to go back, but I tell you this before. The media was looking for a Jimmy Swaggart moment. The media wanted Roy Moore to go to one of those churches and cry on camera that he had sinned. That's what they wanted. But he didn't do it. He never gave up. There is the list that went here And the list it went back up. Now, I want to make sure we're clear on something. You have never turned in this show. You have never tuned into this show and listened to me tell you how much I like Roy Moore. You never have. I mean, you've never heard me say I dislike him. You've never heard that from day one, that I think this is the greatest candidate. Now, not to upset so many of you out there, because I'm about to really aggravate some of you, he's 70 years old. I mean, for me, I'm like, thinking, man, wouldn't it be neat if we had like this high-powered 43, oh boy, did I get in trouble, 43-year-old, let's see, male, female, whatever, Asian, I don't care, Hispanic, white, male, female, it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking, man, isn't this a great time in Alabama to get a 43 plus and get somebody that wants to go serve the people of Alabama and do the right thing for the country and so on and so forth. No, Roy Moore will win, and we will end up with a 70-year-old senator from Alabama. And what are we supposed to do? Say, Roy, I hope you get 2 terms so you can be 82. 80 friggin' 2. Is that right? 6 and 6 is 12. 70 and 12 is 82. Dianne Feinstein's 80 years old, damn it. Now, I know, I'm not trying to upset the senior citizens in the world. I'm not, I promise. But I have to look at Dianne Feinstein and Nancy Pelosi, and it bothers me because we can't rely on the voters. So I have to see Dianne Feinstein, and I sadly say to myself, I'm wrong. But I look at the TV and I say, when the hell are you going to die? I'm sorry, I know. And I look at Nancy Pelosi, I'm like, oh my gosh, she stutters, she slurs, she can't put a coherent thought together. She can't put 4 sentences together. I struggle with that myself, right? But she can't put 4 sentences together. And I have to look and see Nancy Pelosi and say, when the hell are you going to die? John Conyers, the 88-year-old, is he 88? Okay. Finally, we figured out he slipped his hand up a girl's dress. So that's the only way we got rid of him. I mean, is it a sad we got rid of John Conyers because, yeah, just saying. So, I have never come on the show and pledged how much I like Roy Moore. But before, see, we have the list of Republicans that went here. And now they're saying let the voters of Alabama. I do not dislike. Stay with me and listen very close. I do not dislike Sean Hannity, okay? But even after that interview with Sean Hannity, even Sean, I like Sean, even Sean wavered. Roy has to either really convince me or get out of the race. Even Sean wavered. And I like Sean, but even Sean wavered. You know who didn't? Me. If you watch the show every day, you know it. Me. You know why? From day one, I said this is Gadsden, Alabama 40 years ago. From day one, I said this is Gadsden, Alabama and 8 women 6 weeks before an election. Really? Me. This is Gadsden, Alabama, as small as it is. You want me to believe he's run 12 times or he's been elected 12 times and now they found this out? Me. Who told you that? Me. This is Gadsden, Alabama, and you want me to believe there's signs of pictures of Roy Moore that he can't even go in the record shop at the local mall? If you see this guy, he can't go in? Me. Who predicted, and I hope I'm right Wednesday. You realize if Wednesday comes and Roy Moore doesn't get elected, I'm wrong. Because who predicted Roy Moore will win this race before the president's endorsement? I didn't wait for the president. while everybody turned on him. Okay? Me. Bottom line. So Frank Luntz, I'm going to explain to you the things that I knew in rural America, the things I knew about Alabama. People are flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. But Frank Luntz did a little focus group. And let's go to this video. Let's start at 2 minutes and 56 seconds. I got 4 start points. Let's start at I'll give you the start points, and we'll go one subject at a time, and then come back to me when I'm ready. Okay, Sam? Let's do that when it says why, yeah, 56, yeah. Why these Alabama voters are sticking by Roy Moore. Let's start there.
I dated an older man at 16. So we don't really...
How old was he?
31. I'm not going to say that the 14-year-old, I don't believe her, to be honest. The one that said she was 14, I don't believe her. But for all of us, as a woman, I think we've pretty much all been in the situation where there's been sexual harassment.
I mean, think about what you're saying. You're calling all 9 of those women liars. 9 women. When it happened to you, didn't you want people to trust you?
I never told anybody, and
is that
I
good
didn't,
either?
And if I was going to tell somebody, I would not have waited 38 years to tell it. That's what's mind-boggling. Why wait till now at an election to come forward and say, oh?
Okay, Frank, what you're wanting to know is we got a bunch of conservatives here, and you want to know why we're going to vote for Roy Moore. My wife went to high school.
Come back to me. Come back. I'm going to play that segment there. I think that's the next one. But this lady says Frank Luntz, they're flabbergasted. She said, I was 16. Okay, I was 16. He was, Frank Luntz said, how old was he? 31. He looked at her and said, think about what you're saying. I like to pick up little things that happen that I'm going to say some people don't pick up on. This is truly how the media feels about these people, rural America. They want to control every aspect of your life. The proper dating age, the proper age to do everything, the proper timing in your life for every minute of your life needs to be controlled by the government, and it blows them away. And Frank Luntz said to her what all of media, the corporate media, is saying. Think about what you're saying. Think about what you just said out of your mouth. Yeah. When it happened to you. See, he didn't say when it happened to you like somebody did. She said she didn't say something happened to her. When it happened to you. She said, but I certainly wouldn't have waited 38 years. I certainly wouldn't have waited 38 years to tell somebody. Or maybe I certainly would not have waited 6 weeks before an election to realize that something happened I needed to talk about. 1631. Now let's go to I want to go to the clip, Sam. Let's go to the minute 50. Let's switch over. Let's go back to the minute 50 and let me know when you have it ready there. Okay, I've got 4 spaces because this is the people of Alabama. Frank Luntz got a group together, okay? And I want to go through this because what you're hearing, I talked about on this show the day after these things came out, okay? Go to the minute 50. Listen to this segment.
Happened to you? Do you want to be dismissed that way?
Better have proof.
You know, it doesn't sound like it went beyond, there were still clothes on. It doesn't sound like it went beyond anything, and that as soon as the girl said she wasn't comfortable, he took her home.
I guess my question is, you blame her. She's 14.
I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming both of them. So I didn't say that I thought he was without sin. It's possible he did it, but it's possible that he could be forgiven for, I don't think he raped her.
And let's be real. It was a different world. 40 years ago in Alabama, people could get married at 13 and 14 years old. My grandmother at 13 was married. At 15, had 2 children and a husband and a job. If Roy Moore was guilty, if he was at the mall hitting on this 14-year-old, 40 years ago in Alabama, there's a lot of mamas and daddies that'd be thrilled that their 14-year-old was getting hit on by a district attorney.
I dated an older man at 16. So we don't really,
How old was he?
How old was
he?
They're flabbergasted. They're flabbergasted. This is, hey, look, you can be mad all day long because this is not just Alabama, okay? This is Tennessee 40 years ago. This is Georgia 40 years ago. You can be flabbergasted all day long. This is Georgia 40 years ago. Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas, Arkansas. Lord, let's not go into Bill Clinton, whether he thought in Arkansas a 14-year-old was, let's not go there. They're flabbergasted. It doesn't sound like it went too far, the lady said. The lady, not the guy. It doesn't sound like it went too far. All right? So you're blaming her. She's 14. I mean, they can't get a grip on this. No, if you live in New Jersey, damn it, 40 years ago, maybe you did not marry a 14-year-old girl. Now, let's get this clear. Do not listen to my segment and hear me advocating things. We're just talking the reality of the world, okay? Period. Maybe up in, the Northeast and Boston and those areas when they had plenty of people like Hillary Clinton that were, advocating for, making sure women's rights or whatever. Maybe that didn't happen in Massachusetts. Maybe it did not happen in New York. Maybe it did not happen in New Jersey, Delaware. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't happen in Michigan. Let me tell you where it happened 40 years ago. It happened in North Carolina. It happened in Virginia. It happened in West Virginia. That's why you don't understand. They still don't understand why Donald Trump won as president of the United States. Damn it. And it's not just this subject. You just don't understand. You think everything you put in place in the Northeast, you think everything you put in place in California from the left coast, everything that happened in Chicago, you think that's America. You call that America. We do not. We in rural America do not. You're blaming her? The 14-year-old? No, Frank, damn it, get your hair on straight. It was 40 years ago. 40 years ago, you can get mad if you want, but it might not have been uncommon to, bring your school books in, throw them up on the kitchen counter and say, Mama, that boy Billy Bob, he asked me if I wanted to ride home from school. Well, honey, he's got a good job. That man's got a good job. He can provide. You don't have to like a damn word I just said, but that was 40 years ago. It was a different world, okay? It was a different world back then. That guy said his grandma got married at 13. By 15, she had 2 kids and a job. Just saying. But see, I understood that on this show from day one. I never came on this show after Roy Moore, the accusations were made. I never came on this show and said how great I think Roy Moore is, how happy I am that he's going to go to Washington, D.C. at 70 years old, and if he runs for 2 terms, he'll be 82 in the Senate. Nowhere did you hear me tell you how excited I am about that. But this whole entire situation from day one, I don't care. I don't care about the yearbook. I don't care if it's forged, damn it. I don't care. All right? I know the people of Alabama, and they've made it to where when they took Deval Patrick, okay? Is he the former mayor of Boston or governor of Massachusetts? Whoever he is, he's a black, liberal, lefty, progressive, George Soros type up there in Boston. So they took Doug Jones, had him to get the black vote, and then they had Cory Booker. They had Cory Booker as a win-win. They're trying to get the gay vote and the black vote. Oh, don't you think, people know Cory, they know Cory Booker. So you got Cory Booker from New Jersey. Alabama, listen to this, okay? You know, Doug Jones, I would have found 3 NASCAR drivers, okay? If I was Doug Jones, I would have lied. Whoa, yeah. 6 weeks ago, I would have come out and changed my mind. Because the Democrats are going to vote for you, okay? Democrats are going to vote for you. But I would have modified my stance on abortion. Which Roy Moore has taken Doug Jones to the woodshed. You don't understand. I know you don't understand that in New Jersey this morning. Or in Connecticut. Okay, but Roy Moore and the Republicans have taken Doug Jones to the woodshed for not even coming out and saying that he opposed partial birth abortion, okay? So they have him labeled in Alabama of, abortion on demand, okay? They have him labeled for that. If I was Doug Jones 6 weeks ago and the Democrats, I'd have found me 2 or 3 NASCAR drivers. I would have asked if I could drop the checkered flag at every redneck racetrack in Alabama for 6 weeks. I would have said, I would have told a lie about abortion, and I would have come out and I would have done a Joe Manchin in West Virginia, and I'd have been pro Second Amendment. That's what I would have done. But instead, you got help. Doug Jones got help. He got help from Hollywood. It's where he received some help. And then this weekend he brings in Deval Patrick from Massachusetts. And he brings in Cory Booker from New Jersey. And that's the last thing the people in Alabama want. They don't want you in their business. They don't want you to decide for them in Alabama. And that's why they're against the media, and this is not playing. Roy Moore is leading in the polls. Let's go to one more. Let me do one more segment, Sam. Let's do the 531. Let's go to 531, and we'll save the last one before we go. Let's go to 531. This is Frank Luntz. I mean, it spins his hair around. I think in the video you can actually see Frank's head, the hair turned all the way around that toupee on his head because he's flabbergasted. He's like, where the hell am I? I knew Gadsden, Alabama in 1972, 1974. I know. So we're going to play one more clip before we go to break. And this is Frank Luntz. And then we're going to talk about the president in Pensacola. We're going to talk about all this stuff. Are we ready, Sam? Okay, let's go.
That's the best you can come up with.
I was here during the Civil Rights era. We didn't have racial problems after the 80s because we went through it. When Obama was elected and he started his divisional rhetoric, race relations in Alabama went the rest of the way of the country.
The race relations in the state of Alabama is really not that bad.
But what does it say?
Why
that
does it
not
always
one
come
of
down
them?
to race? Why can't we just be Americans, Alabamians?
Because 90.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you want to ever contact our show, Chief, you can email me at chief@fetchernews.com or 706-889-9700. You can text me. That is our 24-hour news hotline. If you have news anywhere in North Georgia you'd like to get to us, 706-889-9700. You can also follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. Please go and like our Facebook page, Fetcher News Facebook page, and also our YouTube channel. We broadcast this show live on FYNTV.com, and if you don't get to see it in the morning, you can always go to FYNTV.com, and we have an on-demand. We have a new on-demand selection. You pick the calendar and the date. That's on there. And also you can, if you go to YouTube, FYNTV, Fetcher News, and hit subscribe. Anytime we're live or anytime we're live or we post a video, you'll get a notification. We want to have... Do you have an ugly Christmas sweater? Like our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram. Whatever the hell. Snapchat, whatever. You name it, we do it. We do it, okay? So we want a picture of your ugly Christmas sweater. Now, the rules and the details, Rose will be posting, okay? And we'll get those out to you. Like maybe you got to tell us a story about your your ugly Christmas sweater. How often do you wear it? When do you wear it? Do you only wear it Christmas Eve at the Christmas party, the company Christmas party? Did you get one for your husband? Do you make him wear one also? Oh my God, I could think of those kind of pictures, right? The winner, there'll be a prize, okay? And the winner will be announced on the 22nd. That's Friday the 22nd at Circuit World in Blue Ridge when we do our show there. And we will be wearing, for the All-Star panel out there, we will have our ugly Christmas sweaters on this Friday. Yes, you have to have, you can't get on the All-Star panel if you don't have an ugly Christmas sweater. In fact, let's get that message even to Doc Whaley, okay? Dr. Whaley, I don't know, we may not get him to do it, but we're going to attempt it, okay? Rena, okay, let's let everybody know you cannot be on the show Friday unless you're wearing your ugly Christmas sweater. So we're going to do that. Now, we are talking extensively. Tomorrow, we will get back to Strzok and Mueller. We will get back to the corruption tomorrow. We will. Trust me, that corruption doesn't end in a day, okay? Let me make just a brief comment. We need to clean out the FBI. We need to clean out the State Department. We need to clean out the Department of Justice. Department of Justice, State Department, FBI. Clinton Department of Justice, Clinton State Department, the Clinton State Department, okay, John Kerry Clinton, okay, the Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, okay, Department of Justice, and the James Comey, Robert Mueller, FBI, Andy McCabe. So we know James Comey, we know Mueller, and we know Andy McCabe. We know the whole story there. Yeah, we do. So we know these three, the trifecta of corruption. The trifecta, State Department, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, that mess there, okay? Department of Justice, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, that mess there. Over to the FBI with James Comey and Robert Mueller. Those three have to be cleaned out. So like I said earlier in the show, President Trump, I am fine. Donald J. Trump, okay? Actually, I'm in a good mood today. I agree with you. I love when you give those speeches. I love that the left coast, the right coast, the Northeast, I love the media cannot figure it out. I love when you go to Pensacola and there is 15,000 there and they're waiting outside to get in. I still understand that. I understand today, Mr. President. I understand very clearly that we need to build the border wall. I understand Kate Steinle and what took place there, and it's horrific what's going on in this country with MS-13 and the gangs. I understand that. I understand your popularity in rural America. I understand here on this show that you are as popular, if not more, than when you got elected. The media doesn't want people to know that. I understand all that. All I'm asking, I don't go against you, Donald. Now, Donald, come on. Now, damn it, how many times have you come on this show and watched? Because I know you watch, Donald. How many times have you watched this show and actually noticed that you were under attack? It doesn't happen. All I'm asking nicely, okay? Just nicely. If you're going to tweet out, fire the Washington Post reporter, I'm with you. Get the son of a bitch off the field. Remember that? You love that. America loves that. Don't think they don't. So you said this weekend, get the son of a bitch off the field, the Washington Post guy. You want him? Just take that and go into the State Department, go into the Department of Justice, and go into the FBI. My prediction, told you in the first hour, if you were not here, my prediction is Jeffrey Beauregard's Sessions, Department of Justice, will be gone. It needed to be after this election. He still has a lot of pull in Alabama. The Alabamians like him, as that lady says. Now, one more clip. Which one did we not play? The 531? Yeah, we want to start there. Now, wait a minute. Let's listen to one more. This is Frank Luntz. He goes down to Alabama. The only reason we worked on this is Frank Luntz's toupee turned around like 6 times during this session. He's flabbergasted. The media is flabbergasted. They are blown away with what came out of this think tank or group that they put together, Frank Luntz did, okay? They just can't. I had it from day one. So let's play this clip, 3:48, and then we'll move on to some highlights from the rally this past Friday night with the president. Go ahead and play that.
What you're wanting to know is we got a bunch of conservatives here, and you want to know why we're going to vote for Roy Moore. My wife went to high school with Roy. She said in high school, Roy was a hard worker, an American success story, if you will. He always aimed for higher things. However, neither she nor I have ever voted for Roy up until now. And we intend to vote for Roy because of the opponent that's running. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, we've probably got two miserable candidates. In my opinion, we ought to go with a conservative. We ought to go with somebody that we know is going to vote conservative, and that's what I'm looking for.
Roy Moore is not a miserable man. This man has more integrity than you can find in the entire Congress right now. Don't fall for the George Soros assassination plan. The truth will come out. These women are all going to be proven, just like the 16 that went against President Trump, just right before the election.
What about the women who went against Bill Clinton?
The accusers of Clinton, everybody knows he's a womanizer.
Well, people think the same thing about Roy Moore.
With Bill Clinton, they went to the courthouse and they filed papers. They didn't wait 40 years to do it. That's a huge difference than just going to the media only 6 weeks before an election.
So I got a question for you. We recruited, there were about 60 people who wanted to be in this group, and you guys ended up in it.
Okay, I understand what you're going to say. This is Alabama, okay? This is Alabama. This is why Donald Trump won the election. Period. Don't fall for the George Soros. The truth will come out. American people have filtered through, and they no longer accept NBC. They no longer accept ABC. They no longer accept Fox News. They no longer accept MSNBC. They no longer accept CNN. What you watched in some clips, there's an entire segment that he did, that Frank Luntz did. What you watched in a couple clips this morning is actually why Donald Trump won Michigan. It's actually why Donald Trump won Wisconsin. It's actually why Donald Trump won Ohio. It's why Donald Trump won Pennsylvania. Things you are hearing now, not about a 14-year-old. The truth will come out 6 weeks before an election. 8 or 9 women came out against Roy Moore. Don't fall for the George Soros. Why are we going to run? Why are we going to vote for Roy Moore? The opponent who is running against him. So I said, Doug Jones, if you'd have just lied and changed your stance on abortion, I mean, my God, you know Schumer and Pelosi, you could have went up there. If Doug Jones would have came out 6 weeks ago and changed his stance or modified it on abortion, okay? And he'd have modified it on abortion, and he would have modified his stance on the Second Amendment, and he'd have got 3 NASCAR drivers, and he wouldn't have Deval Patrick from Massachusetts, and he wouldn't have Cory Booker down there trying to get the black and the gay vote from New Jersey, and he didn't have Hollywood tweeting out. And if he'd had Hollywood tweeting out, Doug Jones might be a Democrat, but, you know, he's no better than Roy Moore. Or if he'd have had Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer saying, well, Doug Jones might be a Democrat from Alabama, but you know what? If he's going to come here, you know, he certainly doesn't look like a Democrat to us. All right? But no. He is a Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. He is a liberal. He has proven he's a liberal progressive with Cory Booker and Deval Patrick and Hollywood, and that's why he will lose tomorrow. See, he could have told all those lies, went up there to D.C., and then told Chuck and Nancy, or told Nancy, Chuck, look, you know I never intended to do that anyway. I just wanted to get here. Okay, now, so the campaigning. Let's go to the video. Trump mocks Gloria Allred and supports Roy Moore at the Pensacola rally. Tell me when you got that ready. Okay, let's watch this clip. 123. Let's start that clip and I'll tell you when to come back.
How many people here are from the great state of Alabama? Whoa. Well, I have to say this. Look, we have to be fair. So did you see what happened today? You know the yearbook? Did you see that? There was a little mistake made. She started writing things in the yearbook. What are we going to do? Gloria Allred, anytime you see her, you know something's going wrong. We cannot afford, this country, the future of this country, cannot afford to lose a seat in the very, very close United States Senate. We can't afford it, folks. We can't. We can't afford to have a liberal Democrat who is completely controlled by Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. We can't do it. We can't do it. His name is Jones, and he's their total puppet, and everybody knows it. He will never, ever vote for us. We need somebody in that Senate seat who will vote for our Make America Great Again agenda, which involves tough on crime, strong on borders, strong on immigration. We want great people coming into our country, building the wall, strengthening our military, continuing our great fight for our veterans. I love our veterans. Right? We love our veterans. We want conservative judges like Judge Gorsuch on the Supreme Court, doing a great job, too. We want people that are going to protect your gun rights, great trade deals instead of the horrible deals. And we want jobs, jobs, jobs. So get out and vote for Roy Moore. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
How many of you are from the great state of Alabama? You see, Pensacola is the Alabama TV market. Montgomery, Southern Alabama. That's Pensacola, Florida. They drove down there, I think it was like 20 miles, 30 miles. The place was packed from Alabama and the panhandle of Florida there in Pensacola. How many of you from Alabama? Have you heard a little something with the yearbook? Anytime there's Gloria Allred, okay? Now let me just say something. The young lady, 14 years old, and I forget her name, if they would have left it there, if they would have left it there with the 14-year-old, okay? But the people of Alabama, the people of Tennessee, the people of Mississippi, the people of Texas, the people of Georgia, Florida, the people of Pennsylvania, Michigan. You see, rural America, once we get outside your beltways, okay, rural America knows anytime Gloria Allred shows up, the fix is in. America knows that. If they would have stayed with the 14-year-old, if they would have just stayed with her, and maybe one or two other accusations, and Doug Jones would have claimed his distance from all of these liberal causes in Alabama, okay? If Doug Jones would have campaigned like a conservative Democrat from the 60s in Alabama, Doug Jones would win. Now, obviously, this show is not strong enough that it's going to make a difference, and there's not enough time right now for Doug Jones to get the message. But the minute this lady with the yearbook, show the picture of the yearbook, okay? I think that's what I have. It just says yearbook, okay? Right there, the yearbook, all right? So supposedly she put her own notation in the yearbook to remember it was the DA, it was Roy Moore, okay? Now, supposedly when this lady has her yearbook signed, Roy Moore's around 31. Now, let's just say, okay, let's just say this is true. Let's say it is for argument's sake, right? This is true. Roy Moore, she's working at the diner, okay? She takes the yearbook in. Roy comes in. He gets his usual, court's over, and he gets his usual 7 o'clock pie and coffee. Comes in, gets the usual at the diner, pie and coffee, after he has his open roast beef sandwich with gravy on his fries. I don't know, what the hell, right? So she comes over. She's working there. She's, let's talk about, she may be a waitress. Back then they weren't, table technicians or whatever the hell, kitchen move food technicians to the table, whatever the hell they are now, okay? But at this time she's a waitress, okay? She's a waitress, all right? And she comes up and says, Roy, that's the way you gotta say it, Roy. Yearbook come out today, Roy. Well, girl, you get me some of that apple pie over there. Pour me a fresh cup of coffee. You want Roy to sign that yearbook? Say Merry Christmas. They don't say Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas. A couple extra R's, right? I ain't making fun of nobody, damn it. So she gets the apple pie, comes back. You want me to warm that coffee up, Roy? I sure do. You need some sugar? No, honey, you sweet enough. I don't need no sugar. I'm just saying, all right? So Roy signs, let's say it happened. Roy signed the yearbook. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate it. No, honey, thank you. Merry Christmas. Okay, so anyhow, there's the Christmas, right? He got his apple pie. Now, Roy's 32, maybe, I don't know. What is she, 16, 17, right? Frank Luntz's toupee spun around 6 times when that lady said, hey, I used to date an older man. I was 16. How old was he? 31. Man. I wish Frank Luntz would have said at that time, Shazam. I wish that's what, Shazam, right? That's the only thing that was missing. I'm just telling you. So, folks, ABC, they fly the lady in with Gloria Allred. You see, here's the thing, is the lady did not, now listen, I'm about to get in so much damn trouble. You see, she did not understand that Roy Moore treated her bad until they told her. See, we all know in 1972, those car locks were a button, So if you reached over, you remember? Well, he reached over and he locked, and I thought he was going to rape me and wouldn't let me out. Man, you just pull that button up and get out of the car. What the hell? Just say it. See, she did not realize something went wrong. If this is true, she did not realize something went wrong at the age 16 or 17. I think she's 17, right? When Roy Moore's 31, she didn't realize something went wrong then. See, she lived in Gadsden, Alabama. It was a different world, different time. She didn't realize anything was wrong until the producers at ABC, Good Morning America, said, we'll fly you in here. We will put you through hair and makeup and wardrobe. And we will bring in the right people to sit around you. See, they didn't realize until somebody came in and told them. That's right. The whole thing was set up. You see, I'm not, you keep thinking that I'm talking down to women. Damn it, I'm not talking down to women. They just didn't in 1972, 76, 70. They didn't think there was something wrong until who? My God, the liberal media in the Northeast. It was nothing wrong until the carpetbaggers in the Northeast went down there and said, do you realize how you've been treated? No, tell us. Nothing wrong. Just telling you folks. So let's say you see Frank Luntz, the lady there. She said, I was 16, he was 31. Wow. I'm your host, BKP. I'm taking another break. Let's go to one more clip of the Donald, okay? Let's go to the CNN. Let's go to CNN botching this report. Donald Trump has a lot of... Trump slammed CNN for botched report. Let's watch that one. Oh, thank you, CNN, so much. And we know that... all right, let's go with that with Sam.
So tonight we're going to speak straight to the American people and cut right through the fake news media. Right through. We're going to speak the plain truth and really the truth that you just want to hear. You have to hear. They don't want to hear. But, and by the way, did you see all the corrections the media's been making? They're saying, sorry, we made a... They've been doing that all year. They never apologized. Maybe that comes with being the president. I don't know. They've been apologizing left and right. They took this fraudster from ABC. They suspended him for a month. They should have fired him for what he wrote. He drove the stock market down 350 points in minutes, which, by the way, tells you they really like me, right? When you think of it. And you know what he cost people? And I said to everybody, get yourself a lawyer and sue ABC News. Sue them. And then CNN apologized just a little while ago. They apologized. Oh, thank you, CNN. Thank you so much. You should have been apologizing for the last 2 years. True. What a group. What a group. But since the election, and they're not going to argue with this.
Okay, we're going to cut right through. We're going to go straight to you, the people. We're going to go with the plain truth. Brian Ross should have been fired. People should sue ABC. Thank you, CNN. You should apologize for the last 2 years. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to come back, go through the Twitter deck, see what the President of the United States has tweeted out today, and just do a quick search of anything updated that's happened since the show started. And we'll talk about our ugly Christmas sweater contest as soon as we return. Take us to break, Sam.
Tis the season of huge year-end discounts at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Every 2017 and 2018 Chevy is discounted deep right now. Like $5,000 off Equinox LT from $26,750, or a whopping $10,000 off new Silverado Crew Cabs from $33,695. Unwrap huge holiday savings on every Chevy at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where we make the holidays bright.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
And we're back, folks. We're getting ready to close the show. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let me wrap up just a couple more quick notes before we close. We have, we know that Trump called for the Washington Post reporter to be fired for a tweet about crowd size at Pensacola. Here are two things, just a couple more things on. They've done everything they could up to today. They're working as hard as they can. Rainey Graham wrote an article, Will White Women Send Accused Child Molester to U.S. Senate? Their appeal is white women begging white women to not vote for Roy Moore. White women helped put an accused sexual predator in the White House. White women helped put an accused sexual predator in the White House. Now they could send an accused child molester to the U.S. Senate, according to a recent Washington Post. Nearly 60% of white women in Alabama say they will probably vote for Republican Roy Moore in the next week's special election. This was last week. This despite the fact that numerous women have accused Moore of sexual misconduct dating back decades, one with a 14-year-old girl. So white women. Now the polling, I told you tomorrow I want to hear the polling Wednesday morning. Evangelical will be in the major part of the polling, okay, exit polling, evangelical. But I want to see evangelical, uneducated white males. All right. Now, they might not put evangelical, but uneducated white males. But my prediction is evangelical, uneducated white males bring Roy Moore over the top. This is a headline that we talked about. Flabbergasted. Frank Luntz shocked as Alabamians back Roy Moore in a focus group. Okay, we talked about that this morning. Frank Luntz, a GOP establishment messaging consultant, that's exactly who he is, was visibly flabbergasted. I wish every time the toupee would have spun around, he'd have said, Shazam. I wish if Frank would have said, Shazam, okay? Flabbergasted as every single one of his focus group participants in a Birmingham area Vice News produced panel backed Judge Roy Moore for Senate. We talked about that. We know the reasons why. Okay, Real Clear Politics. As of December, the latest polling, December 8th, today is the 11th, Real Clear Politics has Roy Moore up 3.8%. So right now, Roy Moore, an average. There's an average. Moore led. WBRC TV Strategies Research from 12/4 to 12/4, a one-day sample. Moore was up 7. Gravis from 12/5 to 12/8. Roy Moore was up 4. Trafalgar Group, whoever they are, Trafalgar, whoever the hell they are, Group, 12/6 to 12/7. Roy Moore was up 5. Right now, Real Clear Politics, the most recent polling shows Roy Moore going into tomorrow with a 3.8 lead. They are talking about you can't find Roy Moore. Why should Roy Moore have come out at all this past weekend? Okay? Roy Moore sent surrogates out to talk. All right? But Roy Moore was not able to be found. Why? Friday night, the President of the United States, okay? Friday night, the President of the United States, you don't get any bigger than that, said, hey, vote for Roy Moore, all right, down in Pensacola. Today, a robocall is going out. Put up Trump Call 1. And then when I read it, go to Trump Call 2, okay? I think Trump Call 1 is the photo. President Trump's robocall for Roy Moore. Hi, this is President Donald Trump, and I need Alabama to go vote for Roy Moore. Next one. Roy Moore is the guy we need to pass our Make America Great Again agenda. Roy Moore is a conservative who helped me steer this country back on track after 8 years of Obama disaster. Get out and vote for Roy Moore. His vote is our Republican Senate. And it's needed. Those are the robocalls. Why would Roy Moore go out this weekend and do anything? His strategy is you just shut up. Just shut up. Don't go in the pulpit of a church and say something, get rolling, say something. Every second now, all you can do is blow it. So to me, it may be Roy Moore's election to blow, but the media knows that he's right where he wants to be, so they're saying, oh, we can't find Roy Moore. Now, let's go to the Twitter deck. We will end with the ISIS attack, pipe bomb attack. 23 minutes ago, this is why they do not like on NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, the list goes on, failing New York Times, Washington Post, all the above. This is why they do not like Donald Trump's Twitter feed, because I, your host in LJ, Georgia, can bring this to you almost as fast as they can. Another false story. Now, I love this one here. This is the Twitter feed from President Donald J. Trump. Another false story, this time in the failing New York Times, that I watch 4 to 8 hours of TV a day. Wrong. What, Donald, you don't watch 4 to 8 hours of TV a day? Wrong. Also, I seldom, if ever, watch CNN or MSNBC. I'm sorry, folks. You gotta like this guy. You gotta like this guy. I don't even watch CNN both of which I consider fake news. I never watched Don Lemon, who I once called the dumbest man on TV, bad reporting. I have waited my entire life for the President of the United States to call somebody the dumbest man on TV. Sorry, say what you want about me. Love the tweet. Now, 17 hours ago, very little discussion on all the Sorry, did I say that? Oh, sorry. Bleep that out. Oh, my, excuse me. Americus. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's on the never list. Oh, hell, now I'm on the naughty list. My God. I'm on the naughty list now.
And just think, you made it so close to Christmas.
I can't recover from this. There's not enough time between now and Christmas. My apologies, America. Please forgive me for that foul, nasty language. Damn it. Very little discussion on the whatever false and defamatory stories put out this week by the fake news media. They are out to control. Correct reporting means nothing to them. Major lies written, then focused on to be withdrawn after they are exposed, a stain on America. Folks, outside of saying bad words, which I regret, outside of saying bad words, let me just say something. They all want to be first. There was a time in America where the media, there was emphasis put on being correct and bringing you the correct information. I will make a commitment to you right now that every reporter that posts anything on FetcherNews.com, they will tell you, I am very adamant that I love breaking a story on FetcherNews.com. We love it. But we like breaking a story when the information's correct. If you see a story in North Georgia or in our local coverage area, and Fetcher News has not broke that story or added to that story, or we're not doing the story, pay attention and wait for the information we gather to come out. It happens all the time in our area. Our rule is we want to be first. Our rule is we want to break the story. But the biggest rule we do not compromise at this company is getting the story correct. We will be patient. When I have reporters call me all the time, they'll tell me about a story and I'll say, the biggest discussion we have on a daily basis with reporters, is it news? Is it news? Because our rule here is we report the news, we don't create the news at FetcherNews.com. That's our big rule. Is it news? Reporters will call me all day, an average of 3 calls a day from somewhere in our area. And we discuss, is it news? Do we have enough information to go and put it on the internet? Can we validate what we tell our viewers? CNN doesn't care. MSNBC doesn't care. ABC doesn't care. They don't care. So excuse me for all the bad words. Donald says he doesn't watch 4 to 8 hours of TV a day. Okay? Yes, I'm on the naughty list. Put up that picture I just sent you. Breaking news. Terror attack in New York. Footage shows the moment a pipe bomb malfunctions and explodes prematurely, injuring ISIS-inspired, there he is, Bangladesh suspect in his 20s wearing wires. An explosion was felt Monday morning at a subway station underneath the Port Authority bus terminal in Midtown Manhattan. Police have taken one man into custody who was reportedly carrying a bomb. The suspect is 27 years old from Bangladesh. He's a Bangladesh national who has been living in the U.S. for 7 years. Really, folks? And you are upset with the travel ban? Travel ban, you're upset? 7 years. Former NYPD Commissioner Bill Bratton said the suspect supposedly was setting the device off in the name of ISIS, and that was definitely a terrorist attack, definitely intended. CNN reports the bomb detonated prematurely, injuring the suspect. The FDNY Fire Department of New York says 4 people were injured, and all the injuries were non-life-threatening. The incident happened just days after Donald Trump sparked. You ready? Just days. See, how far did we get until it's Donald Trump's fault? The media, the roundtables will be circled with foreign affairs analysts. That's who the hell I want to be. Next up, BKP, foreign affairs analyst. Everybody's a damn foreign affairs analyst. So they'll get the foreign affairs analyst. How far did it take? How long? The incident happened just days after President Trump sparked. He sparked demonstrations across the world by recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital city. One of the largest demonstrations took place in Muslim-majority Bangladesh. ISIS. We knew it was Trump's fault, right? Really? How long did it take? The incident happened just days after President Trump sparked demonstrations across the world by recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital city. Bangladesh. Now it's all coming to me. Folks, I'm your host, BKP. It's been a great Monday. Let me see if there's any pictures that I did not put up. It's been a great Monday. I've enjoyed the show. I took a day. Thank you. That's exactly what I was getting ready to do. Go through the pictures. Here is Donald Trump coming on stage. I want to show this picture, okay? And it's Trump Merry Christmas. Sam, thanks for reminding me. That's the one I was looking for. And folks, nothing I enjoy any more than seeing my president of the United States and yours come out with a banner that says Trump Pence, Make America Great Again, that says Merry Christmas. And there's my president standing in front of an American flag saying Merry Christmas to 15,000 people out there and meaning it. See, Trump started campaigning and he realized them evangelicals. I like them evangelicals. They're okay. I kind of like them. Merry Christmas. Shelby. Put up Shelby one more time. Alabama GOP senator refuses to vote for Roy Moore. Tim Scott, senator of South Carolina. This is not breaking news, but let me just say this. Do you not realize that all of these networks have a list? So anything that takes place, okay, we need a senator. We need a black senator. We need a black senator from the South. We need a black senator from the South that does not like Roy Moore. Okay, who would that be? Tim Scott. MSNBC, Chuck Todd, Tim Scott. So we have a great Monday that is kicked off here. Let me go over a couple quick things. Let me make sure that I've not forgotten anything. The Alabamians will decide tomorrow. The Post. Let me see. Evangelical white, uneducated white males. We did that. Shelby announces his retirement. I'm saying that jokingly because Richard Shelby, the senior senator of Alabama, did not vote for Roy Moore. But let me tell you who is. A woman, Kay Ivey, the governor, is voting for Roy Moore. Jeff Sessions will leave after the election. I told you that. The establishment thinks if they could get Doug Jones elected, that's a Republican establishment that's helping Doug Jones, the Democrat, that they can get the seat back in 2 years. We talked about the Al Franken Washington's farewell address. We talked about Frank Luntz's flabbergasted. Boy, why am I struggling? Flabbergasted. I'll just say Shazam. So, they've talked about voter suppression in Alabama. And the Democrats, I told you when the show started, as soon as Roy Moore is sworn in as senator from Alabama, they will whisk him away. They will not take him to a reception dinner. There will not be time for photos. There won't be the photo with him and Mitch McConnell. There won't be. I mean, I think for the photo, they should bring in, Joe Biden, and let Joe Biden, do some groping. And let Joe Biden grope Roy Moore's wife right before the photo. Come on. Like you don't know. But there'll be no photo. There'll be no fancy reception lunch, It'll be whisked right away to the ethics committee. They will take him in and serve him with papers. For the ethics committee, they'll clear the calendar to get Roy. Because for the next 2 years, see, it's Franken that did the honorable thing. It's the Democrats that are, character has to matter. Honor has to matter. Selling baby parts, no big deal. So you'll see come Wednesday. And how does this play in 2018? What happens in 2018? Will this hurt Republicans? Because the media, they're sitting around, they have popped the champagne because they plan all through this next election to help make the Republicans the party of child molesters. You see, when Gloria Allred told the lady, what you don't realize is this. You see, yearbook. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We have a year. We have the tax plan coming out. Will the tax plan get to the President of the United States desk? We will talk tomorrow about the corruption. We will get back to that. We know, and I know that Mueller and the Justice Department, the FBI, and the State Department have to be cleaned out. We know that for a fact, okay? Fusion GPS fail inside Glenn Simpson's plot to link pedophile Jeffrey Epstein with the President of the United States. They've tried to do everything. Did you watch NFL? Okay. Did you watch the NFL yesterday? Again, with the empty seats, people are not watching. Have you watched a heartbreaking video of the kid that was bullied? Have you watched that video 2 million times that has been played of this middle school kid that has been bullied? Hold on here. I'm going to see if I can do something with this video. Have you watched that? This young man, middle schooler, has been videoed. The kids poured milk over his head. They bully him every day. Keaton, this is young man's Keaton. What is his name? I had it here just a minute ago. He's from Knoxville, a young boy who lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. Tearfully explains bullies making fun of his nose, telling him he has no friends, and pour milk over his head. Keaton's mom posted a video to Facebook, and it has over 16 million views so far. She asked her son to describe it, and he does it tearfully. Why you would pour milk, okay? Why you pour milk and treat this kid like cyberbullying, bullying kids? I don't know. I don't have time to go into that subject, but it is a very tearful video. It's upsetting to watch this little boy getting bullied in school. We want to see your ugly Christmas sweater. Okay? You have an ugly Christmas sweater. Follow us. Let me give you the information before we leave. On the show, Good Morning from the Office, you can always contact me at chief@fetchernews.com. You can text our hotline for news. If you see news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can get it to us at 706-889-9700. You can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News. You can follow us at FYNTV. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, FYNTV Fetcher News. If you subscribe to our channel, anytime we're live or we post something, you'll get a message. Also, if you have a question for Dr. Whaley on our Friday show, Ask the Doc, you send your question to info@fetchernews.com. Put in the subject, Ask the Doc, and we will get that to Dr. Whaley for you. And do you have an ugly Christmas sweater? If you do, we want to see it. We want to see what your ugly Christmas sweater looks like. So you go to our Facebook page, Fetcher News Facebook page, like our page, follow us on Instagram, all that. We'll put all the details up. We want a picture of your ugly Christmas sweater. And on December 22nd at Circuit World, on our show, December 22nd, that Friday, we will have our winner of our ugly Christmas sweater contest, and we're going to have that. So let's do that. I'm your host, BKP. I don't think we have, today is Monday, I don't think we have anything today that we're supposed to be doing. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm not for sure what all we got going on. But ISIS, Bangladesh, how long did it take the media to blame the President of the United States for this botched terrorist attack in New York City? I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Don't miss. And tell your friends about us. Take us out of here, Sam.